Hi, my name is Paul, and I'm a 10th grade English teacher at the Beechwood School. And it's a real pleasure to visit with you today and tell you a bit about my 10th grade course. And I hope collaborate with you in developing some kind of technology learning tools that might fit with my curriculum. So a little background first. This is a American literature focused 10th grade English course, and it has a really eclectic reading list. We read some real classics like Nathaniel Hawthorne's The Scarlet Letter, Ralph Ellison's The Invisible Man, some more contemporary stuff like Leslie Marmon Silko's novel Ceremony. Let's see what else. Some kind of offbeat choices like Dashiell Hammett's detective story, The Maltese Falcon, some nonfiction like Barbara Ehrenreich's Nickel and Dimed. Anyway, it has a really eclectic reading list, and the students tend to really like that a lot. There's something for everyone. And I guess what I would like to talk to you about more specifically, and the challenge I think I face as a 10th grade English teacher is having my students sort of move beyond the point where they see each text we read as a discrete, sort of separate text with no connection to the other texts in the course. That's the way things tend to go. Students really like this text, don't like the next one. They do write some papers that, in a modest way, make connections between texts. But what I'm really looking to do next year is do a better job having students really think about the interconnections between texts, really think about intertextuality. We do, of course, talk about allusion. That's a very specific, literary device that we do touch on. So in Ellison's Invisible Man, we talk about this or that allusion to one of Walt Whitman's poems, that sort of thing. But what doesn't really emerge is any kind of sort of more sophisticated thinking about how these novels and poems and plays that we read do in fact more complexly play off each other, react to each other, comment on each other, criticize each other. And so that's really what I would like to push with my students in the future. So what I'm sort of fantasizing about, I guess, is some kind of technology-based learning tool, if that's the right term for it, maybe a collaborative tool of some kind, probably web-based, that would allow my students to grapple with this idea of intertextuality, of the ways in which texts, again, refer to each other, react to each other, criticize each other, quote each other, and so forth. And I've had a couple ideas. I've been thinking about doing something as simple as using a search engine like Google or one of the other search engines to have students do searches for famous lines or famous phrases from a particular text, just so that they see when they get their results pages how these oft quoted lines and phrases and so forth have been and are still being taken up in other contexts, in other genres, in news articles as much as in literature, and sort of being woven into other conversations about literature, but also about politics and other topics. So those are some sort of vague ideas I've had. I'd be happy to answer questions and over email or in some other way. And that's sort of just a rough starting point to begin our conversation. I'm looking forward to hearing from you. And thanks again for the invitation to participate in this.